morning everyone, it's Diane here from Decoeasy, the channel of me and my mother-in-law Jenny. Are you ready for a new DIY today? Because we're going to craft with you. Let's go and start crafting.
I'm happy that you're here as well, because we're going to craft with these styrofoam cones that I got from AliExpress. And I have 3 sizes. I don't know which one I'm going to use, depending on how they look. Well, at least these two. This, I think this is just too big, so I won't be using that. But I might have another one of these size, maybe the smallest one, that we can perfectly use. Let me grab that and then we can start crafting. I'm back with these 3, and let's say we start off with the biggest one. What you need is some twine here, and you might use glue or a hot glue gun, and I think I'm going to use the last thing because I want to wrap this all around with the twine. Now you can do it with the small twine, but I think you can also do it with big twine, but really depending on how it looks. So let me grab that as well, so I can compare what I like most, the fine line or the bigger one. Here is the bigger rope that I have. Look at the difference. Yeah, this might be a little bit too rough. It can do, but I don't think that it will be able to wrap around here. So that's a little bit of the point. I think it's just a little bit too... I can give it a try. Well, yeah, I don't think this will look nice on this DIY. So we'll save it for another time. And then I'm going to just pick the middle-sized cone, heat up the glue gun, and then I'm going to start wrapping around this thing here, because we're going to make carrots out of this. I think I have a small one and a large one, and yeah, not the biggest one, that's just too wide. Wait till it's ready and then we can start wrapping around. Just glue on the top or on the bottom, just wherever you want to start, and then yeah, then you're ready to go. Almost all the cone has been wrapped, not only the top part, so I suggest that you're going as much up as you can before it starts, you know, springing off. Oh, there is some really big piece of glue there underneath. Now you're gluing the complete top section, not too large, just a small amount of glue. And I suggest you're using scissors or finger protector to really carefully press in the twine in smaller and smaller and smaller circles until you're not able to see white again, like this. Hope you can see it. And then you can start rolling back, because here and there, yeah, there is still, let's put this one off, still white visible, and that is okay. Look, now it's stuck. And carefully go wrapping around back. And now it also grips easier. So now you don't have to, you know, be afraid that there still will be some white visible, or if you're painted it in another color, black. Look, the difference. So I'm going to wrap all the way back up and then repeat the whole thing on the smaller cone as well. And now look, you can see you have a really more high-end looking carrot from the cone. I wrapped it all around back again to the widest part. Still going to do some wrapping around here. Make sure that you're gluing the edge really well. Otherwise, you know, it flangs off. Or it flies off, sorry. No. Oh, the glue gun is empty. I need to refill it. Anyway, just glue this edge and then you can start wrapping around again. Or let's say we leave about this space open because we still need to put in some greenery on the top. Now for the top section, I noticed that the glue gun didn't work. So I have this cheap Mod Podge that we're going to apply here and then brush it out. And hopefully then it will stick. But yeah, that's really depending on the products that you're using, the twine and how the styrofoam feels. This will dry transparent too, so it's perfect. Let's just glue the whole thing. And do the edges really well. Like so. And now, oh, let's put that one over there. Let's just lay this thing down. And carefully press and twist. Oh, it doesn't stick yet there. It will do because I tested it before recording. What is this? I really, believe me, I just tested it on another surface. Like, will it just glue? And that did. But now it suddenly isn't. Maybe it just needs a little bit more glue. Maybe that will do the magic trick. Not really thick layer up there. Especially here. Let's add some more. Yeah, now it sticks. Okay, I'm going to wrap around here. And I will show you when I'm done. This glue needs to dry, but luckily the sun is shining. So I'm going to just lay it in the sun drying. But it will take a little bit longer than the rest of the cone. Almost there. Now what you need is a pair of scissors. Because we're going to cut this off. And you see I have the glue gun ready yet. Now keep your finger up here. Oh, oops. And then glue. Now just push the final part inside of the glue and hold it until the glue is dry. And then you have a really nice wrapped carrot. I'm going to repeat the other steps as well, but then on a smaller version. And then we have two beautiful carrots with really not a white part inside. I'm happy with this. It looks really high-end to me. Both of them are now completely wrapped up in twine. This is the top section, but they still have to dry because the glue on the top isn't completely dry yet. So I will put them a little bit into the light if that is possible there. And yeah, now we're going to make, I wanted to make some sort of sign idea. So I have this really old tree. Look, this was its original color, but I used beeswax. And I thought it was a nice idea to just reuse this frame here. And therefore I have a bag full of actually also used Jenga blocks. Just put them all out. And the idea is, and I hope that it, well, the sack fell down, that it fits. Oh, let's first remove this thing here. There you go. Now let's measure if I can arrange them all beside each other, or is that too small? Oh, this really fits like a glove. Now, and also in the length, let me check if that works out well. Some of them are darker brown because I used beeswax over them. Ooh, almost. Well, then we have to find a solution for that. Let me first do these rows. Throw them back. We're not going to use the painted ones. Or however, the back part is actually still suitable to craft with. We'll see how that turns out. But not black ones. Some are also black. Yeah, the whole pile I have here now is, I think, suitable. Let's remove these. Gluing time. We have this glue again here. You can use real Mod Podge, but I prefer this. Just like so. Don't be afraid to use a lot. Take your brush and just glue every part here. And then after you've been gluing everything, you can start putting those blocks in. If that works for you, you can also make another kind of arrangement, because I want them some sort of, you know, be able to set them down, maybe write some letters. And I just realized that when you aren't coming, you know, when the top section doesn't really fit, you can always use, oh, let this one lay down here. You can always, you know, cover it up with a ribbon, for example. Okay, are these cool to go? I think they are. Yeah, these are just ordinary blocks. Okay. Well, let's put them in like this. And by doing this, you can really reuse your old blocks if you were able to get them off each other. Like this one here, for example. This one contains too much glue. And I'm also going to throw it away. Not going to keep it there any longer. Just continue until everything has been done. Not too much glue. Nah, not really. These are cool. And because this glue, it really has to dry a lot, or a long time. That's the right word I need to use. I'm so happy that this really fits. I'm going to lay those blocks everywhere and then let it dry really well, and then I'll be back with you for the next step. Looks almost perfect. Here is a slight line, but maybe we can fix that with some ribbon or something. Okay, just let this dry, and yeah, within a few hours I'll be back. And these I'm really not going to use again, and these are all good to go. So this is really a great way to recycle your old Jenga blocks. I adjusted something. I just put those 3 layers on that side, so there's a little space in between, but now the top and the bottom section look perfect. But I'm going to lay the carrots upon here, and then I think we're going to wrap around with a ribbon or something. So yeah, that's a creative solution of how to fix when your blocks are too small or too long. Well, it's a few hours later, the glue is dry, and yeah, now I want to make everything in a nice same color. So therefore I'm getting the beeswax out, and I also have my beeswax brushes. I keep them in a bag so they won't dry out. I have a big one and a small one. I think for this job the small one is the best. Well, let's first see how far we can get with the big one, and then let's move over to the small one if necessary. Okay, now here you can see these ones aren't beeswaxed. Here are some parts without beeswax, so, and the other ones are beeswaxed, or mostly beeswaxed. So we're going to make, here this edge here hasn't been done. We're going to just beeswax everything once more, also to fill up the spaces in between. Just like this. Now this needs to dry also a couple of hours, so I think I'm going to let it dry overnight. Otherwise glue and anything won't fit. Oh, I almost forgot something, that I also have these separate blocks here. And because we have a space here, I'm going to glue these there and there. This gap you won't see because we're going to place the carrots over it. But then you have some sort of 3D effect that the carrots will be lifted in front of this, yeah, actually sign plate thing. Because it was actually, I don't know if I've shown it to you, it was actually a tray. Look, you could put it down like this or like that. And now we're just giving it a total makeover with beeswax and those Jenga blocks. Before I start gluing, just make sure that the space in between here has been beeswaxed. So everything has been done properly. Not that you're going to see it a lot, but just to be sure. And as I said, this is a great way to reuse your old Jenga blocks. Okay, put this one back in. And let's put just some of those glue here. And then just glue it to the rest of the board. And we're going to beeswax this as well, of course. But you better first glue this and then start beeswaxing around. Make sure that they are in the same height, which is about this here. Okay, now I can continue beeswaxing, and that's what I'm going to do. In the meantime, while the wood is drying, or at least the beeswax on the wood is drying, I'm going to finish those carrots here. They're just pretty simple, and that's what I like. The bottom or the top part is actually glued, and I finished or glued the ends with hot glue. And I left some spaces open because those things also need some greenery, and therefore I'm going to use this IKEA plant, the bamboo one. I have this for so many years, and I think it can miss here and there some green. So the good thing about it is it really looks like carrot, and you can just pull it out. Now the only thing you need is the glue gun. Find yourself some suitable ones, maybe a smaller one if they have it. And to be honest, you hardly see that you picked something off. Yeah, well here, well then you just put this against the wall, is my opinion. Because you're not going to see it from the other sides. Now you can just glue or you can just stick it in, whatever you like. I think I'm going for the last option. If that doesn't work, I can always start gluing. Let's see, can we get in there? Yeah, actually we can. You have to press, because I've glued this, you have to press pretty hard. Let me see if the scissors might help, pinching through the first hole. And if not, then we're just cutting off this here. First I want to try if this works. You have to go around here and there. Yes, so now it gets in. Press a little bit more. And it sticks. If necessary, you can always add some more green. That is up to you. Maybe I'm going to switch these. This is a little bit fuller than the other one. Oh, this also looks good together. You know what? I'm just cutting these loose. And then you can always stick them in, because it can really use some more green. Look, now you're mixing up the colors, which makes it even more realistic. Well, then put this one beside here. Here is some little bit of space. By doing it, you can just make your own way with these things. Easy as that. Carrot number 1. Let's move on to the second one. Here are the carrots. What you can make out of the IKEA plan. Just fantastic. And yeah, you don't even notice it actually, that there are some few benches gone. Good. I think I'm going to, yeah, wait until the beeswax is drying, and then we can glue these on. And I think we're almost there. We only need some letters then.
Here it is the next day, and I wanted to show you the final result of this DIY. This is from the top section scene. Going down to those carrots. And I just put some black letters, Easter, just glued them upon the wood. And here you can see the solution for those gap between those Jenga blocks. Now attach the carrots to it, and also here on the bottom just some extra glue, and this is it. Let us know what you think of this DIY.